When you have geometry that follows a curve, it can be desirable to place accurate dimensions of the geometry within a section view. Such situations are common in all disciplines. This includes examples such as curved railings and moldings in architecture, curved structural supports or MEP duct runs, or even infrastructure projects with curved roadways and bridges. When you create sections through such curved forms, you will be able to add dimensions directly to and accurately measure the edges of the section geometry. Simply dimension the elements and edges using standard Revit dimensioning tools directly in the section. Edges and points will highlight and become available for witness line placement. Dimension curved elements cut by sections as easily as you do elements in plans and elevations. This makes it easier to create accurate documentation of even complex geometric forms. Confirm the current version of any Revit file before opening it directly within the Open Dialog. From within the Open Dialog, select a Revit project, template, or family file. The version that the selected file was last saved in will be displayed on the right-hand side of the dialog directly beneath the preview image. Knowing the Revit version of a file before opening it can be very useful in determining if a file must be upgraded to the latest release and can help you prevent accidentally upgrading older files unintentionally. Filters allow you to query your model for information based on one or more user-defined criterion. Filters are structured in such a way that the results yield yes or no answers. In situations where you want to create a more complex query, you can string together more than one question. Both and or constructions are supported by filters. When using an and construction, all rules must be true for the filter to be applied. With an or construction, any one of the possibilities included within the filter may be true in order for the rule to be applied. Or filters allow you to capture more possibilities when devising a complex filter rule. Levels are perhaps the most important Revit datum element. They establish any important vertical location within your project. You can view and edit levels in any view, including orthographic and perspective 3D views. If levels are not displayed in 3D, you can easily turn them on using the Annotations tab of the Visibility Graphic Overrides dialog for the active view window. With a 3D level selected, you can enable or disable its annotation, modify its parameters like height and name, and even resize its extents using the grip handles at the edges. Gain key insight into the important datum heights within your project with 3D display of level elements. To improve the quality of renderings, a collection of high-quality physically based appearance assets is available that takes advantage of the physically based rendering engine in Revit. These assets are based on the native shaders within the Autodesk Ray Tracer that allow for accurate light reflection and diffusion. While not all assets in the provided libraries use the physically based appearance assets, a large collection is provided that includes items like carpets, ceilings, stone and concrete, glass and roofing, wood, and many more. Existing materials can easily be modified to take advantage of the higher quality physically based appearance assets as desired. However, this is not required, and both physically based and older assets can coexist within the same model and renderings. Most design professionals using Revit have more than one display attached to their system. Revit fully supports the use of multiple displays. This means you can utilize all of the attached screens for displaying views and other interface elements. Simply drag a Views tab and drop it on a different monitor. You can drag as many views onto other monitors as you like. Maximize them to full screen, tile them, or minimize them as needs dictate. Maximize the use of your valuable screen real estate with Revit's multi-monitor support. A scope box can be used to control the extents of datum elements and crop regions of project views. A scope box can be assigned to a view or datum element from a drop-down list on the Properties palette. The list of scope boxes within a project on that list is sorted alphanumerically. When the shape of a scope box is changed, all views and/or datum elements assigned to it will change accordingly. When you apply a scope box to a 3D view, the section box of that 3D view will be enabled and automatically matched to the size and shape of the scope box. Subsequently, when the scope box is modified, the 3D view section box will also adjust accordingly. Railings can be divided into more than one object using the Split Element tool. This can be used with or without the Delete Intersegment option. When unchecked, each click of the Split tool will break the railing into two railings at the point of split. When Delete Intersegment is enabled, 2 clicks are required, and the segment between the 2 clicks will be removed, leaving 2 railings with a space in between. Splitting railings is a useful way to modify existing rails and guardrails, adjust automatically generated railings on stairs, and is fully supported on multi-story stairs. It is common for Revit users to work with multiple project views opened simultaneously. Easily see which views you have opened with tabbed views. Tabbed views allow you to see your open view windows at a glance. To switch windows, simply click on a View tab. Simply drag a Views tab to relocate it. Views can be dragged and left floating out of frame, or they can be docked to any side of the application frame with easy-to-understand docking previews appearing to assist you in placement. Arrange your screen exactly how you wish for maximum productivity using View tabs and floating, docked, and tiled views. Like other graphical views, such as plans and sections, perspective views support cropped and uncropped behavior. When you want a more immersive and realistic perspective view, disable the cropping to make that perspective view fill the active view window. Zoom, pan, and orbit freely within uncropped perspective views for a more immersive and realistic 3D experience. Views can be easily toggled from cropped to uncropped using the controls on the Properties palette or the View control bar. Uncropped perspective views cannot be placed on sheets. However, there are tools on the right-click menu that make it easy for you to reset the extents of an uncropped perspective view so that cropping can be re-enabled for later sheet view placement.